Now we will understand the meaning of resume, purpose of resume, and the key components of resume. First, what is the meaning of resume? Resume is a document that sums up your education, work history, and other relevant skills and accomplishments to obtain a job. It means that when you want to apply for a job, you will have to mention your qualification, your work experience, skills, and what you have done so far, all on a paper in a proper format. And that format is called resume. A resume should be well written and tailored to the specific job you are applying for. It means that if your handwriting is not legible, the other person to whom you are sending your resume is not able to read what you have written, then the purpose of writing the resume fails. So it should be either well written, properly drafted, or preferably we should have it typed. And the other point is tailored to the specific job. It means that we should mention all the relevant points which we have in us, that is the specific qualities which are relevant to the job should be mentioned in the resume. It is not that when the job is for a accounts officer, you are mentioning your marketing qualities. You are to mention the aspects or the qualities which are in you which pertain to the accounts. Then always submit your resume with a cover letter. We will concentrate on this point later on. It means that sometimes the person who is applying for the job sends his resume without a cover letter. He thinks that it is not necessary. When he is sending the resume, all his particulars are mentioned in it. But it has been found from the research that the chances of getting the job increase if you attach covering letter with the resume. Otherwise, the person who is going through the resume or who has received your job application may not attend to your resume if it is without covering letter. Then what is the purpose of a resume? Resume serves as a marketing tool to sell yourself to the potential employer. How marketing tool? Whenever we launch a product in the market, we have to tell the public what are the essential benefits or the qualities which make it superior in comparison to other products available in the market, such as pricing or the purpose for which it has been produced or manufactured. In the same way, we have to tell to the potential employer what are the benefits which are in us or the skills which are there in us which may be beneficial for the organization. Resume demonstrates why you are the best candidate for the job. It is important to understand that a resume is not an exhaustive list of everything. It means that you have not to mention all the details and your resume go in lengthy pages, many pages. It is not to be so, but rather a selective and brief representation of your most relevant experience and skills. It means that resume has to be brief and only the relevant skills, accomplishments, or other details which are relevant to the job description, only that have to be mentioned in the resume. And another important point, regularly update your resume. It may be possible that you are having 3 years of experience in teaching, and with the passage of time, 4 years have elapsed, but you have not updated your resume. When suppose you apply for a job and the other person is having 4 years experience, but you have not updated your resume with the latest qualification or experience, then it is quite possible that the other person may get the job. So it becomes all the most, it also becomes necessary that we should update our resume from time to time so that it reflects our current situation. A well-crafted resume increases your chances of being selected for an interview. It is not that you apply for a job and send him covering letter and resume, the other person, that is the potential employer, will select you, because as already told in the previous course that unemployment is rising because the population is rising. On the other hand, many large companies or small companies, even MNCs like Microsoft, Apple, TCS, Infosys, and other companies have announced job cuts because of the different reasons which may be prevailing according to the different situations. So if your resume is not proper, you may not get the job because you will not be called for the interview. The main of a resume is to get you noticed by the hiring manager and persuade him or her to invite you for an interview where you can further show your abilities and make a strong case for why you should be hired for the job. If your resume is properly drafted, it is attractive, and it has all the necessary details which are relevant to the job description, it will make the your resume attractive to the hiring manager. So he will call you for the interview. Now another important point, make sure to include a section of your skills and highlight those that are relevant to the job you are applying for. It means that you may be having many skills or education which are relevant to the, may or may not be relevant to the job description. Then you are to highlight those skills and those accomplishments which are relevant to the job description. Job descriptions means what is expected from the employee or the qualities which the potential employer wants from the employee as per his ad given in the newspaper or on social media or other platform. Now, the key components of a resume. First is contact information. Contact information means first we have to write our name, address, our contact number, which may be our mobile number or telephone number, and we have also to mention email address because today most of the people use email. So you may be called through email for an interview. So email address is also necessary. Second key component is education. You have to mention your academic background, that is the name of the institution where you attended for the education and the courses or degrees which you have earned. Third point is skills. You have to mention the hard skills and soft skills which are relevant to the job. Fourth key component of a resume is work experience. If a job description says that you have must have 3 years of experience, Then the work, this is the work experience, a list of your previous work experiences, including job title, that is the position which you held. In that position, you may have worked as the principal of a school or the manager in some organization. Then the duration or the time period for which you had that job, what were your key responsibilities, or which responsibilities are you performing in that organization, and what are your achievements while you are on that job, or what achievements you might have achieved while performing that previous job. Then additional sections, if required, you may add sections on awards, certificates, or volunteer work you may have done. Last but not the least, keywords. You have to include relevant keywords from the job description. It increases your chances of getting selected for an interview. We may add that we have already uploaded many courses on YouTube and other online platforms like good communication skills, how to manage stress, web applications, time management skills, most common mistakes in English grammar, and English tenses, future tense, past tense, present tense, and many more. What are those factors that affect how long a recruiter will spend reading your CV? In our next course on 13 useful resume writing tips, we will tell you how much time a prospective employer spends on reading your CV. From that, you will come to know the importance of writing a well crafted resume. Now, come to the factors which affect the time which a prospective employer may spend on reading your resume. First is volume of application. Suppose if you are an employer and you want to hire an English teacher for your school, and you give an advertisement in the newspaper, and you receive only 5 applications per day, then you have enough time to go through each of the resume. But if you receive 50 job applications or resumes per day, then naturally you will have very less time to go through each resume. So first factor is volume of job applications. Second point, junior or senior positions. As you know that for the low cadre jobs such as clerical level posts or peons or substaff level or other clerical posts, if you give an advertisement in the newspaper or on social media or any other platform, you may receive hundreds or thousands of applications because the qualification or the skills required for the job are very less. So as most of the population has less qualification and less skills, so the number of applications will be very large. But if you invite an application for the post of chief executive officer marketing or chief executive officer of a particular organization having particular technical skills or other work experience, the number of applications will naturally reduce drastically. Only a few persons may be eligible or may apply for the same. So for the junior level positions, the number of applications are very enormous or large in number. Or for the senior positions, the number of job applications or resumes are very less, as there are only few persons who can be eligible for the senior positions. Then next factor is internal recruiter or outside agency. If we are the head of a particular organization and we may ask a particular department to hire the different jobs, and that department may follow their own procedure, say 1 month or 2 months time to hire the people. So they may have enough time, or they may take their own time, so that the best persons can be hired for the job by going through their resume or calling for interview, etc. But if you hire an outside agency, then the position is different, because in this competitive world there may be many outside agencies which may be doing the task of hiring the persons on behalf of the other persons. So if the outside agency is hired to seek the eligible persons, then the outside agency will go through the resume very fastly, because if they finish your job, then they will be able to perform the next job or assignment of from the next organization, from the other organization. So when you hire an outside agency, then it will be in a hurry and will go through CVs at a fast speed to find the perfect candidate. So internal recruiter takes more time, and the outside agency will finish the same job in a minimum possible time, because that organization is only earned with the money which he will receive, and not with the quality of the person he may point or he may recommend for the job. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.